Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's newsletter. Just a reminder that as well as the video version of events, there is also a printed version of events on the website. Like any school, St Joseph's is a microcosm of the society and the community within which it exists. In Australia, as in most other parts of the world, we face major challenges to ensure we have a just and fair society where all can thrive. Some of these challenges are racism, misogyny and other forms of discrimination, which are often easier and more accessible in online interactions. It's certainly a challenging time to be involved in the education of young people, both as a parent and as an educator. Last week, I received a report on the prevalence and impact of secondary trauma suffered by staff in schools. Secondary trauma refers to the trauma that one experiences when working with or being exposed to others who have suffered traumatic experiences. I was really surprised to see that the study reported that educators suffered higher levels of secondary trauma than many other professions, including psychologists, mental health nurses and paramedics. This piqued my interest as in recent times we've also seen reports from Victorian and Australian schools about the difficulty in retaining teachers in the profession. The data comes from primary and secondary schools, not just in independent or Catholic, but also in government schools, and significantly includes co-ed and single gender schools. The reports identified multiple factors as contributing to this, but looming large amongst them is a reported lack of respect and increased harassment of teachers and support staff by students. This harassment includes sexual harassment, which is most commonly, but not exclusively, reported by female staff. Alarmingly, some female staff in some school settings report that they don't feel safe at work. At St Joseph's, we don't tolerate and won't tolerate or ignore any behaviour by anyone in the community that constitutes harassment. If and when we become aware of such behaviour, we will always respond. That response will be disciplinary and educative, and there'll also be follow-up monitoring. We all have an obligation to ensure that St Joseph's is a safe place for everyone who works and learns here, and we are absolutely committed to this. It's really important because at St Joseph's we aspire to be an employer of choice, attracting the highest quality staff and having them want to remain here. It remains a great place to work, but ensuring that it's free from any form of harassment remains a priority. On the subject of employment, you may also be aware from press reports that negotiations will shortly commence between Catholic school employers and the union to reach a new multi-employer agreement. At this early stage, there remains some significant differences between the parties. However, I'm pleased to report that there's an excellent working relationship and mutually high regard between our staff union representatives and college leadership. And I'm really optimistic about a positive process and, importantly, a positive outcome. We need to attract more teachers to the profession and prevent current teachers from leaving. Improved salary and conditions are just another way of trying to do this. I'm pleased to report really excellent progress on the Arts, Technology and Learning Precinct. We will have access to the new building at some point next week, and demolition work on the east end of the admin block is almost complete. It was really exciting to stand on Zampatti Oval last week as the easternmost section of the admin building came down, ready for the refurbishment and recladding of that space. Yesterday, our community came together to support the Inspiring Minds Igniting Futures Giving Day. While there's still some final accounting to be done, it appears that we've raised in the vicinity of $650,000 towards that current building project. I would like to sincerely thank all of you who generously provided financial support for the project, including the St Joseph's College Foundation, the St Joseph's College Old Collegians Association and the Anthony Costa Foundation, who were major donors. These major donors were joined by hundreds of other contributors on the day, including many of you. And on behalf of all current and future students and their families, I'd like to say thank you. God bless.